Okay, I think we should probably get started now, Mallory. Hey, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good. So, everyone, welcome. Welcome to our first launch webinar here at Aurora Sports Medicine Professionals. We're really excited to provide this to you today. We're going to keep this nice and tight. It will be done by 1 p.m., maybe sooner. We're going to leave a bit of time for the question and answer always, especially with Mallory and I here. We can answer some of your questions. Just also to let you know, we've got one of our physios, Erin Albaum, who's one of the physios at Aurora. She's just hanging out in the background. She's just keeping an eye on the chat and questions, so she'll pipe in if she thinks there's a pressing question we should address. Okay, Mallory, so Erin's with us. How's it going, Erin?
Hey, everyone. Thanks for
All
having
right.
me.
No problem. Thanks, Erin. So we'll get started here, folks. So just to show you quickly, everyone should be able to see my screen here. But basically, in your toolbar at the bottom, here's this little chat feature. And when you go up into the chat, you hit it, you'll be able to click a little drop down to, and we want you to set it to all panelists and attendees, or just to panelists or to attendees. But if you can put it to everyone, that's great. Everyone is muted and your videos are off. So don't worry, everyone is sort of personally being safe at home there. So if you do need to ask us something you want to get on, we could, if you have a mic, we can listen to what you need. Okay, so that's that there. Let's move on here. So first of all, who are we, everyone? As mentioned, my name is Mike Pamelli. I'm a physiotherapist. I've been a physiotherapist for 17 years now. I'm one of the owners here at Aurora Sports Medicine Professionals. I've been working in private practice, orthopedics, for most of my career. I've worked overseas in New Zealand. I've worked here in the GTA. I've primarily dealt, as I mentioned, with musculoskeletal issues, neural issues related. I am a fellow of the Canadian Academy of Manipulative Physiotherapists, so some higher advanced training for physios, and I do some dry needling here along with some of our other physios. We have a whole great team here who are progressing their skills. We have FCamp physios here as well, dry needling, pelvic rehab, GLAD program, so all the good things around here. And then I'd like to introduce Dr. Mallory Reinthaler. Dr. Reinthaler is a naturopath. I'll let her give a brief description about herself. She works out of our Nobleton office, Nobleton Physiotherapy, and she it's great that she's on today with me. And Mallory, I'll let you say a few words about yourself there.
Sure, Mike. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Mallory Reinthaler, and I've been a naturopath with the Nobleton team for around 3 years now. I see concerns everything and anything pretty much, but I do focus on a lot of digestion, pain management, as well as pediatrics and pregnancy. So a big slew of patients there that I love to treat. I work with patients to develop health goals and treating it in a more natural way. So that includes everything from acupuncture, but also dietary counseling, herbs, homeopathics, nutraceuticals like vitamins and minerals. So there's tons of things in our toolbox. And so I kind of work with all the other practitioners in our clinic to create a wholesome team.
Awesome. Yeah, Mallory, amazing stuff that you certainly help our patients out with. So we totally appreciate that. Okay, so moving on here, everyone. Just so you know, we're just kind of putting this out there. The information we're providing is it's useful information that we think. We don't know everyone's health condition or their abilities to perform some of these exercises or take some of this advice with nutrition and such that Mallory's going to speak about. So if you're not quite sure, you can always reach out to us. or speak to your doctor. But we just want you to know that's our kind of disclaimer that we're providing this info, and you can certainly reach out to us if you're having an issue, whether you think this is appropriate or not for you. Okay, so let's carry on here into our presentation. We're going to first start with a little bit of fun for everybody, just to get everyone engaged. We're going to run a little poll here. So the first poll, it's a little icebreaker. It's quick. And I'm going to launch this right now. So everyone should start to see this coming in. You got that there, Mallory? Did it pop up? Okay, perfect. So everyone start inputting your answers, and then I'll end the poll and we'll go from there. I see we had someone raise their hand, right, Aaron? All right, good.
Yeah,
almost.
Looks like it. Stu, do you have a question?
All right, so we're almost there. 80% voted. I think we're pretty close here. That looks good. We're going to end the poll here. So this looks interesting. I'm going to share these results with everyone. Okay, amazing. Getting your hair cut is an issue right now. Have you cut your own hair? Look, only 7 people said yes. I'm shocked. I thought more people were going to try cutting their hair at home. So that's good. I guess barbers and the hairstylists and that's great for them. They're going to be busy once everyone gets going. So that's awesome. Free time these days. Who needs a lock on their fridge? Oh, it's an even split. Yes and no, 50-50. I definitely would say yes, I need a lock. Is this your first webinar? Look, 69%. I know everything's going virtual now, so lots of people are hopping on webinars. So we really appreciate your time being here on our webinar. And if this is your first, well, we're going to hopefully make it memorable for you. So hang tight. And here we go. So moving on now. Here's the agenda for today, folks. We're going to kind of get through this. We're going to talk about some balanced eating for improved energy, setting up a pain-free home office. I'm going to give out some exercises that you can do at home with no equipment, tips for increasing some water intake in your day, which is always important, and the most important sleep advice that Dr. Reinthaler is going to give us, because I think we're all struggling with sleep right now. I am, at least. We're going to have a little live Q&A, and we have a free giveaway today. So stay tuned for that. That's going to come towards the end. So moving on, first, Mallory's going to speak to us a little bit about some nutritional stuff.
All right, so we wanted to start off with diet because we know right now people are snacking way more than usual, and I know I'm guilty of it too, and then falling off their regular normal dietary habits. So we want to remind everyone of the basics around diet and then how we can increase our energy using some of the superfoods that are out there right now, and I get questions about them all the time, so I figured I would address some of them today. So my patients often complain that healthy food doesn't really taste good. So with all the time that everyone has right now at home, I challenge you to grab some new recipes, maybe start some sourdough like Mike, or if you've never made homemade ravioli, why not? Go ahead and try. Homemade is always better than buying anything that's already pre-made. So diet is all about the balance of our macronutrients. Those are our carbs, our fats, and our proteins. I'm sure you've heard of all these terms before, but they are what every food is composed of in different ratios. This is also what gives us our energy. So our carbs are our foods that have basically sugar and fiber in them. So that consists of grains like bread, pasta, fruit, and then mainly vegetables that grow below the ground, our root vegetables like our beets, our potato, our carrot, parsnip. Our carbs usually spike high energy and then dip quickly. So they're great for a burst of energy when you're working out or when you're having going to a sports match or anything like that. When we think of our fats, people usually have a negative association with fats, but they're actually really necessary sources of nutrients for brain development and making our hormones. So that's actually important to have fats in your diet. We just want to make sure that the ratio of healthy fats is there, and we have a lot of plant-based fats like olive oil, avocado, coconut, nuts, seeds, versus the unhealthier fats like the red meat, gristle, and canola oils that foods are fried in. Now, to maintain energy for a long period of time, protein is the #1 source of energy that we want to be going towards. The standard American diet definitely lacks protein, and when I do dietary recalls with patients, I always find that this is the most important food that they are usually not getting enough of. So on the next slide, I have a couple of some fun protein sources that you may have heard of, but also may not have heard of. So we have steak there because meats in general, everyone thinks of protein as meat. So meat, eggs, and nuts, people say, okay, that's what protein is. Yes, it's true, but it's also a ton of other things. So there's things like our beans, our chickpeas, then we have quinoa, that little sprout, chia seeds. If you've ever tried hemp hearts, that's the one that's below the steak there. Those are all fun sources of protein that you can throw onto salads, put in smoothies. That little white block there is tofu. Tofu actually has more calcium per gram than milk does. So when everyone says that milk's the highest in calcium, it's actually soy. It's not great to be having a ton of soy in your diet, but definitely good to include it. Fish, and then protein powder. So some protein powders out there that are a great source of additional protein in your diet, whether you're putting it in a smoothie or just mixing it with water and drinking it, to get that extra protein into your diet. There's a ton of different brands out there. Some are vegan based, some are whey based, some are actually beef based. So tons of options. And then looking at our Greek yogurt and cottage cheese, those are also good sources of high protein dairy if you're going to be consuming dairy and you don't have sensitivities to that. So some different kinds of proteins that you may not have heard of before that you can try adding into your diet.
Perfect.
All right, so these are some 3 superfoods that right now are sort of up and coming or popular right now that you may not have heard of or may have heard of, but are kind of like, what are they? What do they do? Are they actually worth it? What should I include them? So the first one is chaga. So chaga is actually a black mushroom. So I'd say this is probably the least known and probably the most one that people are starting to hear about, and it's up and coming. Mushrooms are used in the medical world as adaptogens. So that means that they can help you adapt to situations in which are new to you or are stressful for you. So they help you get through those stressful situations and circumstances, providing relief along the way, as well as they can be immune boosting because stress dampens the immune system. So right now is a prime example of when adaptogens are needed in your supplement regime. You can often find chaga in like a powder form or like a tea blend at certain health food stores. Next up is bone broth. So healing broths have been around for a long time, but are getting more and more sort of media exposure these days on what is bone broth. So bone broth can actually be made at home, and it's made from boiling bones from any animal, either pig, beef, chicken, and you boil it in water and then a little bit of apple cider vinegar to help draw out the nutrients that are in those bones. There's tons of recipes online for different ways you can do it and what you can do with bone broth, but after you've made it, it should be like a gelatiny texture. That's because it's chock full of nutrients, including collagen, which is great for our bones and preventing osteoarthritis, and then also gelatin, which can help heal your gut lining. So good for your like musculoskeletal system as well as our digestive system. And then last up is spirulina. So spirulina is a blue-green algae. People hear blue-green algae like in lakes, they often associate it with as a bad thing because it's like a toxin and you shouldn't be swimming if there's blue-green algae. But actually the blue-green algae is healthy. It's just in the wild, it thrives in contaminated waters. So it's a sign that there is contamination in the water, but the actual algae is not a toxin in itself. Any algae that is made into spirulina is farm grown and not wild, so there's no risk of that. But it's a really powerful antioxidant. So that means it's helping keep the health of your cells where they should be, but then it's also a rich source of B vitamins and iron. And right now, keeping up our energy, iron is really, really important, especially females that are losing blood. Iron is a big thing for making sure that we are getting the energy we need throughout the day. And it's also immune boosting. So there's 3 fun superfoods that are out there right now that you guys can take a look at. If you have any questions as well too, then I'm always happy to answer them.
Let's throw it in the chat right now. Just answer with a simple yes or no. Who has tried chaga, bone broth, or spirulina? Yes or no? Let's throw that in there. I want to see what people are saying.
I'd say bone broth is probably the most popular, but spirulina and chaga are definitely.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's good.
Oh,
that's good.
Stu's tried chaga.
Look at that. So lots of
No.
no's. So this is super interesting. People are making it amazing. So this is great because a lot of people, this is something that you had no idea about. And I honestly had no idea about these superfoods. Chaga,
Yeah.
that looks so interesting.
Bone broth for dogs. That's funny.
So that's cool. So some people said no, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and vegan, there's not many many alternatives to bone broth there. Sorry about that, but
Yeah.
you can definitely still try that
Okay.
chaga.
Cool. Teresa, I noticed you had your hand raised there. If you had a question, put it in the chat, and if you want to hop on, and we can do that as well. We can address that as we get going. Perfect. Okay, that looks good. That's amazing. Oh, someone tried all three. Woo! Wow, that person's like running. They're like flying around right now. Good for you. Good for you, Janessa. All right. Okay, that's cool. So let's move on here. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do another little poll here, guys. So the next poll I'm going to run here is on exercise, work, and stress. Okay, I just want to kind of see what's happening right now at home. Okay, so go ahead and start inputting answers there, everyone. And Aaron, just keep track if anyone has their hands up. We'll get to them at the end. Maybe if they had a question. If you had a question, you put your hand up. We'll get you live on here, and maybe your question will be applicable for everyone. And we can get you on the mic. Yeah, that's wicked.
Yeah, I'll just be messaging people if you guys have your hand
Yeah.
raised, and you can put your question in the chat.
Yeah, and then we can throw them on the mic after if they have a mic going. That'd be perfect.
For sure.
Okay, so good. We're around 80%. Oh, we're almost done here. This is great. We'll just give this a few more seconds before I end the poll. So are you working from home now? Oh, yeah, lots of people. I'm going to show everyone these results here. Here we go. Okay, are you working from home now? 74% are yes. Whew. How much exercise? You know what? I love this. Look at that. That's amazing. I'm so happy for people. Look, what I also love, no one put no. So everyone's doing something. We have to, right? We have to stay healthy, folks. And are you having some sort of physical pain? Yes. Okay, that's why we're here. That's why we're here to help you. So you can certainly ask questions about it. Send us a message, and we can call you and find out what's going on. So that's quite interesting. Okay. So moving on, my turn here. An ergonomic home office. So 74% of you said you were working from home. So let's discuss what's happening there, because a lot of people are working from home, but they're working from home with not the greatest setups, and they're getting a lot of neck, shoulder, back pain. That's what I've been talking to a lot of people. We're doing a lot of virtual therapy with folks, and that's the biggest thing right now: neck and shoulder pain, headaches, etc. So what I want to discuss here is some do's and don'ts. Okay, so biggest thing I'm noticing, a lot of people are using their kitchen table chair or some sort of old chair that's around the house, and it's got no armrest, no support. So if you can't, don't use those types of chairs, or find the best possible chair you can. We'll talk a little bit about that. Another idea, try not to use your kitchen table as a workspace. It's not really set up for you to sit there and do work for 6 to 8 hours a day. It's often not at the right height. It doesn't have the abilities to change in the dimensions. Again, we might be limited. Some people just don't have desks at home, and I get it. Use the mouse. Don't use the mouse pad on your laptop. So I'm on a laptop right now, and if I had to keep going into my mouse pad, I keep coming in. I keep rolling my shoulders. I'm coming forward. So we're going to end up in these like turtle shell appearances, okay? And it's going to create these imbalances and shoulder problems and neck problems, okay? The other thing, don't sit for hours and hours without a break. You have to get up. In the physio world, we talk about our tissues having the ability to adapt to stress. And there's a certain point when our tissue just can't adapt anymore. And that's when we start getting pain. So let's prevent that pain alarm going off, and let's get moving around sooner. It's healthier for your tissues. Okay, so those are the don'ts. Okay, look at this guy. He's doing everything that I just said. You know, bad posture, arms are out. He's not supported in his chair. So let's move on here. What should we do? Okay, so if you see this picture, this woman here, so she's got a proper desk chair that has armrests. It's height adjustable, supports your back. So I can show you with mine. You can see that there. I've got it all supported. I've got armrests here, so I'm relaxed. Okay. When you see me here, my feet are flat on the floor, my knees are bent, and I'm nice and relaxed. Okay. You should set your workspace up on a desk. Okay, as I was mentioning, again, the desk is going to be more in tune with what you need to do as opposed to a kitchen table. Use a wireless mouse. So I have a wireless mouse with my laptop. I'm on a laptop right now. So what that does is it takes my hands away from the front of the laptop, puts it out so that I can relax my shoulder and I can move my cursor around without coming in. Okay. Elevate your monitor. Okay, so if you can see in this picture here, this woman here, her eyes, if you were to draw a straight line across, are at the top third of that screen, which is perfect. Okay, that's where we want people. You don't want to, again, a laptop, you end up looking down. I actually elevated my laptop today. Okay, otherwise I'd be looking down in this direction, and that creates problems. Your head gets forward, it gets heavy, it starts to bother your neck. Okay, and then, as I mentioned, take frequent breaks, reduce the tensions in your neck, shoulders, and back. Okay, posture, posture, posture. We talk about this all the time, but most problems are as a result of poor posture, and it builds over time, and then patients show up here, and we often can kind of start problem solving what it is that happened. So here in this picture, this woman, great posture. She's got support into her low back. Her shoulders look relaxed. That keyboard ideally would be further back here. Instead, she's reaching a little too far, and her mouse is probably too far as well. It looks like it's sitting over there, so it needs to be over here. Okay, but right away you can see, look, her head, if I were to draw a straight line, probably her ear is right here, straight down through, goes right through the middle of her shoulder, all the way down her spine. Perfect. Okay, she's not showing that forward head posture that we're all victims of. Okay, so that's the do's and the don'ts of your home office setup. Let's move on to some exercises. Okay, so top 5 exercises we can do at home. All right, so this is without needing equipment, but the biggest bang for your buck if you're going to work on some exercises. So first one, step ups. Okay, simple one. You're stepping up bottom step of your staircase. I'm going to pin a video here to me. Mallory, that's showing up pretty good, right? All right, folks, so simple step up here. So I got my trusty step, and this will be the bottom step of your staircase, so everyone can see that step. Mallory, can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. So what that is all it is you're stepping up and down, okay? Up and down. It looks really easy, but if you do this for 5 minutes, you're going to get your heart rate up. You're going to get the blood flow going around. If you want to make it harder, then you go a little quicker, okay? Or you switch feet. Challenge yourself a little bit. Maybe you have to, your bottom step of your staircase, you go up to the second step, and you go up on the second step and down, okay? So there's many ways to make step-ups harder than just a single step, okay? So you can do that for like 5 minutes. You burn some quick calories, and it's a great way to just kind of get your heart rate going, especially if you don't have time to get outside. It's a quick 5-minute exercise. Second one, bridging. So I'll show you this. I have a table right here in the gym. So this is good for our hip muscles, getting our glutes going because we're sitting all day. Okay, so a simple exercise, you're lying on your back, and what you do is you just squeeze your glutes a little bit and you push up. You're thinking of pushing the front of your hips to the ceiling, not lifting with your back. you got to use your butt muscles to push you up, okay? This way you're using these muscles. It takes the strain off your back, and you're getting good strength in there. We got to get these turned on, okay? So bridging, super easy. You can do it on the floor, do it on your bed, whatever you're comfortable doing, okay?
Mike, I'm just going to interrupt you for a second.
Yeah.
Claire had a good question in the chat just about stretching before these exercises. Specifically, I kind of mentioned the step-ups, but maybe you just want to address stretching before or after these, or what you kind of recommend with that.
I mean, for sure, like when you get up and you're going to start your exercise, like I wouldn't just hop up out of your chair and start running on the stairs. I would probably just walk around a little bit, loosen the body up, just kind of open the shoulders, kind of, you might want to sit there and just maybe gently just kind of, loosen up the muscles quickly. Nothing too much. You can maybe march on the spot just to kind of get opened up and loosened before you start. Ideally, a lot of our prolonged stretches, the ones we hold, things like, I'll show you here, things like a hamstring stretch, you want to do those after you're done your workout. That's when it calms the body down. But beforehand, just move around a little bit, maybe walk around or go for a quick walk outside. That loosens you up. Then you come in and do your exercises. How's that sound?
That's great. Thanks, Mike. Claire said thank you. Another one, when you get a sec, just talking about repetitions and maybe sets for these exercises and what's appropriate.
So what we're going to do here, guys, for everyone today, I'm going to send out a list of these 5 exercises. It'll be on a nice sheet of paper with a picture of the exercise, a description, and how many reps and sets you should do. So everyone will get this today after the webinar. We'll email it out to you. I know Mallory's going to send a little survey, and there'll be an attachment. There'll be a link to a survey, and the attachment will be these exercises. So everyone will get all that. Is that good?
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay. All right. So moving on. Third exercise, a great one, wall angels. Okay. So we've focused a little bit on our lower body. We can't forget our upper body. So I'm going to aim my camera that way, and I'm going to go against this little wall over here. And for this exercise, I know I'm a little far away, folks, but what you're going to do is you're going to put your head and shoulders against the wall. My feet are going to be about 12 inches away from the wall so that I'm leaning my back and my shoulders and my head against the wall. I will take my arms up in front of me like this, okay? This is my starting position against the wall, okay? And from here, I'm going to just open my arms up and hold into that position and back in. So all you're doing is you're pulling your arms open, holding for 5 seconds, and back in, okay? Those are going to work on the muscles in the middle of our back that are weakening when we're sitting on laptops all day.
Mike,
okay, but now,
can you just demonstrate the exercise, maybe closer to the camera?
Okay.
Karen's having a tough time seeing you.
No problem. Let me just position here. Okay, does that look a bit better, folks? That's the only dilemma of some of these things. How's that? Is that better?
Is that a bit better for you, Karen?
Okay, so from here, and you'll open up and back in. Okay, so you kind of hold for 5 and back in. Okay, so literally from a side profile, if the wall was behind me, I'm just opening up, bringing my arms back as far as I can go. Okay? All right, next exercise. That was number 3. Let's move on to number 4. Push-ups on a counter or table. Again, super easy, folks. Here we are. Here is my table or my counter. My feet are, I'll show you here how far they are. About 2 or 3, probably about 3 feet away from where I am. Okay, there's my table. I'm going to step back about 3 feet away. Okay, I know it says 2 feet there, but 2 to 3 feet. Okay, right from there, and then all I'm doing is I'm working on keeping my back straight. I'm tightening my core. I'm locking out my elbows. I'm not going down below 90. I'm kind of going just to 90, back up. So a 90-degree bend of my elbows back up. Okay? Keep the core tight, straight body, repeat. And I'll send this out again. We're going to give that out to everyone. Last one. Super simple, very effective. We all need this. Squats. It works on our glutes, and it works on our leg strength. Okay, so I'm just going to position things here. Okay, so simple exercise. Basically, I'll show you a couple angles here, folks. So from here, my hands are going to come out in front of me, just like the picture there that I'm showing. Okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my butt moving back. So a proper squat, a lot of people bend their knees first, so you can see the difference. That's my knees, that's going to hurt. Here's my butt. Okay? So I'm using the big muscles. I'm sitting back, coming down, just touching, and going back up. So you can see the difference there. There, instead of this. This shows people aren't using their glutes. And you'll be able to feel there's nothing happening there. If you do this, you'll be able to feel those muscles working. Okay? How are we doing there, Aaron? Are we good?
Yep, I think we're doing good. The wall angel was definitely better the second time around.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Again, everyone, I'm sending these exercises to you all, so don't frantically write them all out, how many to do. We're gonna throw that in at the end for everybody, okay? Awesome. Mallory, you're up.
All right, so we wanted to talk about water. So pure water is the world's first and foremost medicine. And that is because our cells are made up of 70% water, and our brain is actually made up of 90% water. So super, super important for us to be drinking water throughout the day. And oftentimes people are at home and if you're in a workplace and they're used to drinking a water bottle all day long, but if they're at home, they get preoccupied and busy and they realize at the end of the day, like, shoot, I haven't drank any water all day. So we're trying to push water intake because it's healthy for us all. In order to keep all of our cells, tissues, organs functioning properly, we should be drinking half of our body weight in ounces. So, for example, if someone is 200 pounds, you want to be drinking 100 ounces of water, which is equal to 12 cups. If someone's 150 pounds, that would be 75 ounces, which is 9.5 cups. So this is a lot of water, and if you normally hear that you just should have at least 8 cups a day, we aim for that, but if you can get more than that and you can get that half of your body weight in ounces, then that's awesome.
How many ounces are in a cup, Mallory?
There should be
8. 8 ounces in a cup, okay. So once you figure out your ounces, divide that by 8, and that's the cups you should do.
Yeah, or just Google it. That's what I do.
Yeah, true.
All right, so here are some tips to help you get water into your body, because I often hear people saying, I don't like water, or water's boring, or I can't force myself to drink enough water. So here we go. I made a little acronym called FASTER. So FASTER, F is for flavor. So you can add anything to your water that you want to add, whether it's berries, whether it's lemon, cucumber, lime, to give it a little bit of flavor so that it makes it a little more palatable for yourself if you kind of find it boring. Accessibility, so carrying around a water bottle, whether it's stainless steel or a glass water bottle, having that around you at all times. I know even when I'm with visits, if I'm waiting for a patient to sort of answer a question or think about it, I just pick up my water bottle, it's right there, have a sip and put it back down again, and it fills up that little gap, but it's also something that reminds me, okay, take a sip of water right now. Steeped, so decaffeinated tea counts as water. So you can have it warm if you'd like in tea form. You don't necessarily have to drink water only by itself. Temperature, so everyone says that drinking it really cold shocks your body, but my opinion is it's better to drink the water and drink it cold than not drink it at all. So if you're the only person that likes drinking it cold, drink it cold. If you only like drinking it hot, drink it hot. Whatever temperature, it doesn't matter as long as you get that water into you. Better than being dehydrated. And then ease into it. So you don't have to go from half a cup or 1 or 2 cups a day, up to 8 cups, 10 cups right away. Slowly increase, and every day try and add that extra glass of water through the day to try and get you where you need to be. Doesn't have to be a huge jump immediately, because you might find that you're going to the bathroom a lot if that's the case. And then
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so routine is the last one. So trying to pick something that you do every single day. So every time you go to the bathroom, you drink a glass of water right after. Or every time you have a meal, you drink a glass of water right before or right after you eat. Something that you do every single day that will remind you to continually drink water and make it part of your routine. Or whether it's when you drive, you always bring like a water bottle with you or something, just to make sure that you have that near you when you're doing that same routine every day.
Awesome.
Mallory, Ty is just asking if putting in some of those natural squirt flavorings is ruining the idea, or if that's okay to do.
Depends on the kind of squirt flavoring. Some of them are high in sugar. If it's just a little tiny drop here and there to get some, then that's fine, but you don't want to be putting like a whole Crystal Light package into your water or anything like that. Just a little squirt of like a Mio or something like that it's better than not drinking it at all.
And I noticed here could we post the equation for water consumption as well, right? So we'll get you to post that after.
I'll include it in the email as well too.
Perfect.
With the exercises for Mike. But it's half of your body weight. Whatever your body weight is in pounds, half of that in ounces.
Awesome. Okay, good. Last poll here, guys. So everyone get ready. Get your polling clicker ready. And this one's going to be about sleep. So I'm going to run this. We should be wrapping up in the next 5 minutes, and then we're going to 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to open up some questions and go from there. So if everyone wants to start voting on this, we'll start getting some results in here pretty soon. You seeing that there, Mallory?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, here we go. All right, now we're getting all the results coming in.
Mallory, I just wanted to point out too, Janessa asked a question about some of the superfoods. I'm not sure if you want to wait to the Q&A to address that, or...
Yeah, we'll wait till the end to address that.
Yep.
Perfect.
Thanks, Aaron.
No problem.
I saw here sparkling water with 0 calories, okay? And since we were just on the water section, sparkling water is fine, but I always suggest using a homemade sparkling water. So if you can have something like a Soda Stream that it adds a carbonation for you, it's better than buying them from the store, because a lot of them have salt added to them. Interestingly, Club Soda has salt in it. So being able to make it at home with just pure water is better than buying water. But things... like the bottle, just plain sparkling water that has nothing added into it, is okay.
All right, so here's the results of the poll. Yeah, so some people, their sleep patterns have changed, for sure. Insomnia is real, I agree. I hear that. We're waking up and thinking about too many things now. So that's happening. And when the restrictions are lifted, I love this. See my family. Yep, I think we should all agree. We should go see our families. I miss them for sure. Going to the mall, perfect, on the bottom of the list. Travel abroad, eat at a restaurant, yes. Oh, and visit Aurora Sports Medicine. That's wonderful. Thank you, folks. All right, let's move on here. So last little quick section. What's disrupting your sleep? Go ahead, Mallory.
All right, so I know everyone's having crazy sleep patterns right now, whether you're waking up at 3 in the morning and you never have before, or you're finding yourself just extremely exhausted throughout the day. So we wanted to talk a bit about sleep. So if we go to the next slide, you'll see that typical like picturesque in a movie where they open the blinds and then that's like how they start off their morning. And there is some validity to that, because that decreases our melatonin. So melatonin is the hormone that's needed in your brain to make you sleepy. The levels rise in response to darkness. So when it starts to get dark out, the sun goes down, the lights are dimmed, or if you fall asleep and when you're watching a movie in the dark, either the movie is really boring or your melatonin is to blame, because that darkness now increases melatonin in your brain and makes you feel that fatigue coming on and starting to yawn. So when someone opens up that those blinds in the morning, that drops your melatonin and helps you sort of wake up. So one thing that has been interrupting our natural melatonin production that's stopping us from sleeping well is cell phone white light. So the light from your cell phone is extremely harsh on your eyes and on how you produce the melatonin in your brain. So if you are on electronics before bed, whether that's a tablet, whether it's a phone, whether it's your computer, whether it's TV, that white light is disrupting the amount of melatonin that your body can produce. So it's best to turn your electronics 1 hour before bed. And then that also, not only does it help your melatonin production, but it also will help you sleep because of the stress or any sort of anxiety or the thinking, getting your mind rolling from looking at your phone before bed. So if you're reading an article or if you're playing a game and it's like stimulating, that too is going to affect how you're sleeping. Yeah. And I know if I read about the day and realize that there was a big spike in COVID cases, I don't sleep well that night. So it's best to put those phones away. Fun fact, actually, pistachios are one of the highest melatonin containing foods. So if someone is trying to increase their melatonin, maybe a handful of pistachios before bed, it might do the trick.
That's awesome. I love pistachios. So I guess I'm just going to crush pistachios and like sleep like a baby. All right. It's amazing. So yeah, folks, like change that cell phone white light on iPhones. I know for sure there is that feature that you and I did that, Mallory, after you told me that. I adjusted mine to like 3 hours before it goes into this sort of yellowish color, which is great.
Yeah, so on both Androids and iPhones, there's just a setting for night shift or night light or orange light. And what it does, you can set a timer. So for example, at 7 o'clock every night, your phone now shifts to a bit of an orange hue, and that's a lot better on your eyes and the melatonin production than the white light is.
Totally. Awesome. All right, guys. So that wraps up some of our topics, but don't jump off now. We're going to get into a little bit of question and answer. So if you have some questions, start typing into the chat. Aaron is going to keep track of that, and we're going to answer these questions. But I just wanted to kind of carry on. There's just a few more tidbits of info we want to give you guys. In our other office in Nobleton, we're actually running a webinar series. So here's some of the different topics. We're going to do one a week for the next 4 weeks. So Giacomo Fabrizio, one of our physios, is going to do a creating home physio tools to stay healthy. That's going to be on Monday. A local personal trainer, Sasha Kyomju, is going to run on May 19th this interesting webinar on mindfulness, movement, meditation. These are all going to be about 30-minute webinars, so they're quick. May 25th, Dr. Siragusa, an optometrist, she's going to be doing a talk on taking care of your eyes right now. And then June 1st, our Dr. Mallory here is going to do an amazing webinar on starting your own detox, which I'm like so psyched for. I can't wait. I'm gonna be writing notes instead of actually being the host. So that one I'm really psyched about. So I'll send the registration out to everybody on the list here who attended, and then it's limited to the first 100, and you'll sign up once. You choose to come into one, all of them, just one of them, it doesn't matter, but you do one sign up and then you have access to all 4. It's all free. Okay, folks? Here in Aurora, though, we are going to be running this amazing webinar. I'm so excited. It's going to be coming up probably in the next 3-4 weeks. We will send out an email about it. But it's going to be with Dr. Patrick Gamble, who's an orthopedic surgeon up at South Lake. And this is going to be an exclusive one-on-one interview with him. We're going to talk about the development of arthritis, osteoarthritis. That's his specialty. We're going to discuss what the latest medical trends are, procedures, and cutting-edge treatments right now. So for all those people out there who have those aches and pains, maybe have some arthritis, this is going to be amazing. He's going to do a little live Q&A as well with folks. Not personal specific questions, but general questions about arthritis. But this is going to be amazing. So stay tuned for that, because that's going to be very exciting to have him for an hour. We're going to make that one pretty long, because I think it's going to be quite intriguing to listen in. That one, we're probably going to have a nice big list of people, so we'll make sure it's just a bit more than that 100. Okay. So what we're doing here at the office, if you have questions with a particular problem of yours, please feel free to call us. We're taking on all phone calls, giving free phone visits, discussing what your concerns are. That's not a problem. We are doing some virtual therapy here. So if you'd like, go to virtualphysios.ca. This screen will pop up and it tells you all about what virtual physio is. It's like FaceTime, and we've been doing a lot of neat stuff with patients and helping them through their pain. A lot of you are in pain at home right now, so it's maybe something to consider. If you'd like, you can email me here. There's my email address, mike.pamelli@aurorasportsmed.ca. If you have specific questions, I'll be happy to answer. And like I said in my email, feel free now to ask me a question. That's my personal invite to you. You can certainly reach out and I can give you some information and discuss what you need to do. And of course, Dr. Reinthaler, here's her email address, so you can certainly call her, and she's doing a lot of virtual over at Nobleton. So if you wanted to hop on a session with her, it's easy now. Virtual platforms is the way of the future now. So Dr. Reinthaler can certainly help you out from Nobleton or from Muskoka, right? Right, Mallory? Yeah. So she's a pro, and she's been gracious to help us out today. Here's where you can find us. Everyone who hasn't been to the clinic, this is where we are. Follow us on our social media links for Facebook, Instagram, and Dr. Mallory has her Instagram there. So certainly stay in touch and stay tuned with what's going on. And if people are wondering, most extended health benefits, health insurance are approving all this virtual stuff. So don't feel like you have to sit at home in pain with no one to ask a question to. We are here to help you guys. So let's get to the questions now. Now that we've gone through all that, I'm loving that everyone is still here. And Aaron, if you can start firing them up to us, if we've got some, we'd love to answer them.
Yeah, definitely. We have a list of questions here. So I'll just start on that sleep topic, because that's where we kind of left off. That's where my brain's still hanging. So Laura is wondering if that white light applies to Kindles, or if there's like a feature for that nighttime mode on Kindles.
I'm not sure if there's a feature mode on Kindle for the nighttime light, but I know that the light on the behind the Kindles is a lot better than phones. I don't have a Kindle myself, so I can't totally comment on that, but I believe it is better. And that's why Kindles are preferred over like an iPad for reading a book on.
Perfect. Sorry, go ahead, Mallory. Did you have something else to add?
No, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. One more question here about the sleep. Joanne is wondering if magnesium helps to improve sleep.
Okay, so I saw another question as well too about melatonin. So both melatonin and magnesium can be used for sleep, can be taken as a sleep supplement. However, it depends on what the cause of your sleep is. So some will help you fall asleep, some will help you stay asleep, some will help the morning sleepiness. So it really depends on what's going on and what your case is, as well as for example, your specific history. So if someone is deficient in magnesium, magnesium can help. But if someone isn't deficient in magnesium, then that may not be the cause of why they are having trouble sleeping. And then it also depends on like medications. So for example, some people shouldn't be taking magnesium because it can help it can loosen your stools a bit. So medications that you have will leave your system and your body a bit faster. So there's a lot of contraindications with supplements in general. So it's best to get sort of one-on-one advice to make sure that it's right for you before just trying something.
Totally, and they could email you those specific questions, Mallory?
For sure, yeah. Just respond back to the email I sent.
Yeah, and that's the point, folks. Is like we're getting good information here, but if you have a really specified question about you, like that's why we're here to totally answer these questions personally. You can email us. Yeah. And I'll throw that, I'm going to put this back up here so people can see where they can contact us. Yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
And I was just going to say, Lisa made a similar comment about which supplements may be better to stay asleep. And I think that just comes back to your point, Mallory, of it might be sort of on an individual basis that might be better to make those recommendations.
Yeah, 100%, Aaron.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to come to Janessa's question. Thanks for waiting patiently, Janessa. So this comes back to those superfoods. Mallory mentioned the benefits of chaga mushrooms. I'm wondering how it compares to other adaptogen mushrooms like reishi cordyceps or lion's mane, if there are any benefit of taking all four. And I apologize for my pronunciation of those.
Oh, actually, you did a great job pronouncing those.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So mushrooms in general are adaptogens, and yes, all of those have their own specific roles in the adaptogen world. There are a lot of mushroom mixes out there where it's like a 5 mushroom blend where they do all come together, so you can have that. The specific individuality of each one can be used for different things, so it totally depends on what's going on, but they do have similar properties. I just know that I think chaga is just a little more of new in the world, and there's a lot more things being made that people are finding as interesting, whereas other ones have been around for a while. If that answers your question.
Awesome, thanks,
I
Mallory.
love mushrooms. This has been, like I'm making, I think I'm doing like a mushroom medley pasta tomorrow night for dinner. It's just gonna be awesome. So anyway, hey, throwing that in
all
there.
the extra benefits.
Right, now I'm like so excited to make this. I'm gonna be so healthy on Saturday night.
Yeah, look up chaga. It's a really ugly mushroom.
Oh, I know, it did look a little bit ugly. Okay, sorry, go on, Aaron.
Okay, next question is from Jennifer. Mike, maybe you can answer this one, or I'm not sure if this might be something for that yoga webinar, but there's several yoga programs on the internet. Can you give some guidelines to how long to hold each pose for?
Ooh. I mean, normally stretching, we always talk about 30-second holds for muscular stretching. I'm not a yoga enthusiast myself. I'm getting into it. I know some of those positions can be hard to hold for a while. I would hope whatever platform you're using to do the yoga, that those instructors are certified so they know and they're telling you how long to hold for. So I would kind of, not answer the question, but I'm not that's out of my scope to tell you exactly how long to hold a pose for. Just ensure that whoever you're doing the yoga class with is a certified yoga instructor, so that you know you're getting the proper information.
Yeah, totally. There's lots of stuff out there on the internet, so I guess just checking in
Yeah.
with you're working
Yeah,
out
check
is
your
really
sources.
important.
Yeah, know your sources. Trust, these should be professionals. Just find out who they are, and if they're certified, great. They should be telling you that. And obviously, virtually, everyone needs to be cognizant of that. Do everything within your limits that you're capable of. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Question from Ty. I think, Mike, this one might be out to you.
Okay.
I find that when I work out now, I'm not as tired, or I don't feel as good after than when I did prior to this happening. Is this because my body isn't used to as much exercise, or might there be another reason?
Maybe the intensity of the exercise has changed now. My suspicion would have been maybe before you had a full busy day of everything in your life. You're out doing this and that and exercising, so you felt more of that exhaustion afterwards, compared to now. The other parts of our day are quite sedentary, and it's just that blip of exercise that we're getting. So that could be the answer to why maybe you're not as tired doing a similar workout as you did before. That would be my opinion on that. What do you think, Aaron?
Yeah, I agree. And I think also environment could play a big role in it. I know when I go to work out and I go into a gym setting, I find that kind of gives me energy.
Oh, motivation, eh?
From a motivational standpoint.
Oh,
now I'm
sure.
kind of working out in a dark place, and I find myself a little bit less motivated. Maybe I think I'm working as hard as I used to, but maybe I'm not.
Yeah, I agree.
So from an energy motivational standpoint, that might be a factor as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Ty.
I just want to chime in here for a second and say, those who don't have any questions or are done with the questions, please stay with us, because we have 2 more questions and we have a free giveaway. So don't leave us.
Don't leave, folks. I forgot to mention we have this wicked giveaway.
Yeah.
Hang tight.
You're going to want to stay for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this coffee question. Does it qualify for water intake?
No, it does not. No.
Okay. Simple. No.
Yeah.
From the pro. She said it. No. All right. Any others there? Should we? Maybe let's do the prize giveaway right now.
Sure.
Okay.
And then if there's some lasting questions, then we'll hang on for a few minutes longer and answer them. What do you think, Mallory?
Sure.
Yeah, no, so folks, so we're going to give away, Aurora Sports Medicine is going to give away a free 30-minute massage. Obviously, it's when everyone can come back to the clinic and it's safe and everything. We're going to give out a massage gift certificate today. And Mallory here is going to have this awesome screen of a wheel. And
everyone see that?
oh, yeah. And we're going to spin the wheel. And the name it lands on, if they're on this on the webinar right now, then you're the winner. If not, we can respin, right, Mallory?
There we go. Is Lisa on?
Oh, is this it's fun. There we go, yeah. Lisa.
It's fun.
Do we have just one Lisa on? I think so, right?
Yeah, Lisa commented in the chat. Hi, Lisa Smith.
She's here. Lisa Smith is the winner.
Yeah.
Congrats, Lisa.
Congrats, Lisa. So don't worry, Lisa. I'm going to write your name down. I'm going to reach out to you, and we'll get you that gift certificate. So amazing. If you've been here as a patient and had massage, then great.
Lisa Holmes is there too. Wait, I have two Lisas in here. One has a. Wait, no. I have one has a. There's a Lisa A.S. So Lisa Holmes is actually the winner.
Is it Lisa Holmes? Okay, you know what, Mallory? Hang on, Mallory. This is what we're gonna do. Hang on. Because of this, we're gonna do one for each of them. Two of the Lisas are getting massages. Forget it. 2 massages. That's it. Done. Okay. I don't want anyone to be robbed of this.
Yeah. There's 3 Lisas in there.
All right. Oh, is there 3 now?
No, there was 3 in the
okay. All right, perfect. So we got the 2 Lisas, so Lisa Holmes and Lisa Smith. Right?
Yes.
Okay, you're both getting a gift certificate. We're gonna make sure that happens. Awesome. Okay, folks. So let's wrap up any more questions here, and then we're just about done. Anything else there, Aaron?
Yeah, I have 2 questions. I'll group them together because I think you might answer them in a similar way. But Teresa is asking about any exercise or some way of walking to help alleviate torn meniscus pain. And Janessa is also talking about her kind of personal experience with some symptoms of post-concussion syndrome.
Okay.
Talking about her experience and wondering if you have any tips to help her out.
So my personal recommendation, I'll reach out to them and contact them about that. I just don't want to, speak. It might be a bit more private or confidential information that I'd like to sort of speak to them on the phone. I'll be gladly. It's Janessa, right, Aaron?
Yeah, Janessa Atkinson, and
okay,
Teresa
perfect.
Was the other one regarding meniscus pain.
Yep, got it.
And as well, Laura Latacy now is asking about some sore wrists. Looking for tips there.
So for those folks,
Stu, we have asking about ankle pain.
Okay, guys, this is great. This is why we're here to help. And sorry, it was Stu who I'm writing all the names out here. Stu
and Ty. Stu Strank and Ty Dukart.
Okay, perfect. Guys, we will reach out to you. I will reach out and answer your questions specifically. Okay, I'm not trying to dodge a question, but I just want to maintain our professional confidentiality. I don't want to kind of discuss that over virtually. that's the truth. That's just my own personal feeling.
I think but I will anyway. They're very individualized questions as well.
Totally. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Okay.
This is actually kind of a good question that other people might find helpful as well. Janessa is asking about tips to make walking more challenging. She's wondering about incorporating ankle weights, or is that cray? That is verbatim.
Cray. I don't have I don't think it's bad. What do you think, Aaron? I mean, I maybe increase the difficulty by doing hills, walking hills, or increase the tempo would be a great way.
Totally. Speed, distance, and incline are 3 great ways to make that harder.
Maybe put the ankle weights, maybe put them on your arms, on your wrists, right? Then you're chugging away with your arms.
Yeah, totally. I'm just reading through here. Jennifer's just commenting, she trusts you, Mike. You help fix both her shoulders. Everything done with a grain of salt. So just coming back to that, I guess that comment about any sort of activity you're doing online and just kind of being aware of who you're receiving that information from.
Thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, I'm glad everything worked out.
Okay, I think that that sums it up. Am I missing any questions? If I am, guys, just please reach out in the chat now.
Yeah, or send us an email. It's there on the screen. And everyone, I'm so happy that you all attended. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'll send out a link to the Nobleton webinars. If you're interested to join, please do so. It's going to be very interactive again like this, free information. And then stay tuned. I'm telling you, this is going to be amazing. Dr. Patrick Gamble, we're going to have this wicked one-on-one. He's super excited to talk to people about all the latest things out there. It's going to be a big webinar, and it'll be in the evening. It'll be like 7:30, so I think it's worthwhile. People listen up. And thanks so much, everyone. Mallory will send out an email to all the attendees with a link on a survey, so if you can fill that out, let us know how we could be better. And it'll also have an attachment for the exercises. We're going to give that away, and the equation for the water consumption. Right, Mallory?
Yes.
And Lisa Smith and Lisa Holmes, winners. I'm going to give away 2 gift certificates. So congrats to you guys. Thanks so much. Stay tuned, and feel free to join us anytime for these webinars. We're going to try to make it a regular thing here at Aurora. So for that, everyone, thanks so much, and have a great weekend. And to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day, and enjoy your weekend. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.